it's out there.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I need help. Questions?
Funny.
How much more do you feel like is just left for your defense to get here in this last game?
A lot. You know, I mean, you got Ty, Nash, those old guys know that what this game means. So, you know, there's a sense of urgency to make sure we do things the right way. You know, it's a new feeling, right, because of what happened last week, the opportunities that have arisen. So it's just, again, part of the process, part of learning. You know, there's a lot of things going on, right, with the Thanksgiving and then playing early, the short week and all that stuff. So we're just going through the process with that.
Tony, what all those seniors on your defense, what's their leadership meant to you to stay together through the last month and emerge and Saturday and moving into this last regular season game? What is their leadership meant?
Yeah, I mean, it's meant a ton, right? Especially, you know, everybody can be happy and doing things the right way when everything is positive and you're winning, and then when adversity strikes, that's when you really see, you know, what people are about. So having that leadership, having those guys go through the ups and downs and all that kind of stuff for this program, for each other, it paid off with the way they played. You know, they played so damn hard. I mean, there was plays out there where, you know, guys are double teamed and they're throwing guys off and fighting like heck to make a play. So it was really cool to see those guys and the joy they had after the game.
Iowa's run game's first in the Big Ten, pretty talented. How do you slow a team like that down?
Oh man, they truly are. And I mean, when you go back and really watch the film, they are good at what they do. I mean, the offensive line is excellent at blocking and sifting through all that stuff, all the movements and the back. I mean, he's as elite as they come, you know, in terms of breaking tackles, staying on his tracks, got great vision, and then, you know, he can put a foot in the ground and plan any which way. So it's gonna be a great challenge, right? That's what the Big Ten's about. It's gonna be a great challenge, and we got to make sure that we tackle well, that we play with dominant contact, and get a lot of bodies around the ball.
Have you seen the guys up front sort of embrace that challenge, knowing they're facing one of, if not, the second best running back in the country?
Yeah, you know, again, you turn on the tape and you look at the things that they're doing and practicing, and the stuff that T-Knight's having them key on and all those things. It's been a good week of preparation so far, you know, and a good week of preparation, embracing the process gives you a chance to go out there and play well. You know what I mean? So right now, just looking schematically at some things, making sure we have our numbers correct, and then getting them emotionally ready to play the game. They'll be geeked up to play. I mean, they understand, especially those old guys. The young guys, they kind of don't know. We told them last week what it was going to be about, and they felt it out there on the field. You could tell, like, that was like, hey, look, they don't like us, we don't like them. You kick it up a notch for this game, right? Like, so they understand. Those old guys understand, and the young guys, they're starting to feel like how serious this game and what it means to Nebraska.
Guy who could play a fourth game this Friday.
Yeah, possibly. You know, I mean, he's a big, strong guy. You know, so we're just, again, going through the process, seeing if he's ready. It's hard to take 4, 5, 6 games off and then just go back in there and play, right? So you got to have your wits about you and stuff like that. So we'll see if he's available.
How do you feel like Bly Hill did in, you know, basically his first game to you?
Yeah, I mean, those when guys go out there like that, you got to give them a chance, right? You can't just, you know, they're going to make their plays and they're going to make their mistakes. You know, I mean, you can't just throw them away like that. That's a great learning moment for him. You know, he's going to be a really good football player for a long time. And I remember some of the best defensive backs that I got a chance to coach, you know, early on in their career, playing-wise, they gave up a lot of plays, you know what I mean? And then they just learn through experience, through training, you know, being in the moment. They learn in those moments, and they become some of the best on the planet. So he'll be that way. You know, it was good to see him run around, good to see him not worry about, you know, his hamstrings or his knees or anything like that. So now it's just a matter of him game speed and all that kind of stuff.
We've asked you a lot about Sear, right? But I guess he was sick Saturday. What do you think? Just, you know, fighting through that.
Tough as nails. I mean, he was sick. A lot of guys were like that. You know, a lot of guys had missed some practice. And like Keith, you could see it that they were fighting like heck, man. Like on the sideline, you could just see that they were just drained, and all of a sudden they're running back on the field and making plays. You know what I mean? So that's something that's Nebraska. That's the culture, and that's testament to those guys' willpower, because they were truly feeling under the weather, and they went out there and played for their teammates. So it was good to see.
Largely over now. I mean, is there still any lingering sickness?
Oh no, I mean the plan from Coach Rule and Chris and Drew and those guys in the med staff. Those guys trying to stay ahead of those things, making sure the guys are being hygienic and washing their hands and kind of things like that. I think those things are played key into keeping that sickness to a minimum.
How'd you feel the tackling looked on Saturday against Wisconsin?
I thought it was okay. I thought in spurts it was good, and then there's a couple of times where guys got out where we had the ball tackled for 1 or 2, and it gets 5 and 6 and stuff like that. Again, whether that's population of bodies around the ball or whether that's guys not in a great position, not leveraging the ball, something like that. Again, things to work on. But it was again, different combinations of guys. Different coverages, different combinations of guys. So that's stuff that we're gonna have to keep on working through. So.
You have to watch for most with Caleb Johnson in that area as far as just making sure you get him to the ground. What does he do well?
Yeah, he breaks tackles. Like he does not go down just by lowering the shoulder and all that kind of stuff. He does a great job. His center of gravity is low, and it doesn't look like he's running very hard, but you cannot tackle him. I mean, Minnesota year before gives up 11 yards rushing to these guys, and then this year they get 200 yards rushing, and you watch a play and they run a defense and he hits an outside zone and they got 3 or 4 guys in the hole. They got 3 or 4 guys in the hole and the guy still breaks for 30 or 40 yards. So he is truly an elite back, and it's going to be a great challenge to guys, to make sure that they wrap up, grab cloth, run their feet, and get bodies in pursuit around them.
Iowa doesn't throw the ball up. What do those tight ends give them wrinkle in the passing game?
Yeah, I mean they don't throw the ball a lot because they almost don't have to, right? I mean they eat up time of possession and all that kind of stuff. So, but they are elite at their boot and naked game. They get you going one way, flowing, and you get too many bodies over there, and now all of a sudden they're throwing their bootleg game to those tight ends who are really skilled. You look at them on third down, and they're throwing the ball to those tight ends. So it's going to be a challenge man to man, right, against our safeties and our linebackers to cover them up. And then in zones, that's the cat and mouse game, right? Like if you don't get enough bodies to the run and to the stretch, then they're going to gash you. But if you get too crazy and you over pursue, now they got you on all the bootlegs and stuff like that they do. So really, really highly efficient offense.
How do you prepare for the quarterback position they've made a couple changes and still been able to kind of keep some continuity?
Yeah, it's system, right? I mean, it's like with the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing quarterback changes and all this kind of stuff, who's playing, who's not. And the one thing that is a little different here is that those systems where the quarterbacks were changing were a little bit more like 50-50 to passing offenses, and they relied on the run game. Iowa's going to run the ball. They are going to run the ball, especially if you let them. And so, the quarterbacks are doing a good job of managing the quarterbacks in their situations, but we got to make sure that we take care of the run game first.
What do you mind you seeing Elijah and Ty on the field?
Yeah, I see them practicing. I don't know what plays they're running, but I'm just waiting to see if they ever get the ball. You know what I mean? Because they all think that they can score touchdowns and do all this kind of stuff. T Knight has them catching balls before in the pre-practice drills and stuff, and the first thing they want to do is go over there and say, "Hand me the ball." But I saw the replay of Ty hitting, I think, their outside linebacker on the goal line there, and he didn't get up. He did not get up. So that's kind of old vintage, like, hey, we're running the ball. We know you know that you're running the ball. And so, like, it's man on man. So it is awesome to see those guys get over there and play both ways. So it's cool.
How much do you enjoy just being part of a big Thanksgiving weekend type of game, trophy on the line, all that stuff?
Yeah, this is college football, right? I mean, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, national TV. You got a rivalry that's one of the best in college football. Like, this is college football. And this is why you come to Nebraska. This is why you play in the Big Ten. Like, this is truly historic. So I'm gonna soak it up. I might have some gloves on, but I'm gonna soak it up. So.
Tony, just what was Saturday like for you? You mentioned the different feeling this week, just getting a chance to see the guys and getting that 6th win.
Yeah, it's pure joy. Like, there was like an eruption after the game. It was kind of crazy because there was a calmness, right? The guys cheering on the offense, the whole team cheering on the special teams. I saw the offensive guys cheering on the defense. There was like this, I don't know, there's just like this air of confidence and want to And, you know, it started back from coach's first meeting, you know, about going out there and putting yourself in position and practicing those things in the process and having confidence to go out there and do those things on the field. So when it happened, you just felt like, wow, this is it. This is what it feels like, right? This is it right now. So it was great to see those guys run straight over and grab that trophy. You know what I mean? It's just see the smiles. Like you saw guys crying. Deshaun was crying. You saw a GIF, you know, with his hair flowing and stuff like that, crying. And you know what I mean? Like that's joy, man. That's what you coach football for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.